How's it going, everybody? My name is John, and today I had to swap out the usual NHL hat for a Detroit Lions hat. The Detroit Lions that are currently 4-1, the top of the NFC North, and are likely to make the Super Bowl this year. But it's on that note that we're talking about the NFL, in particular, their boneheaded decision to make Bad Bunny the halftime performer for the Super Bowl in 2026. I'm feeling very confident in my Detroit Lions this year that they will finally get it done, finally go to the Super Bowl, and bring home to Detroit the first Super Bowl in history. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I seen the news that Bad Bunny was gonna be the Super Bowl halftime performer on the year that I think my team will achieve all this glory, it's a bit disappointing. Would it take anything away from if the Detroit Lions were actually able to pull that off and bring home the first Super Bowl in Detroit history? No, it wouldn't take anything away. It wouldn't take away 1 second of my celebration. It wouldn't outrage me. But now I know that the halftime show is definitely going to be a bathroom break or a snack run. It's not going to be anything worth watching. And the NFL making a debatably bad choice on the halftime artist isn't necessarily anything new. If you guys remember a few years ago, Rihanna's show was very divisive with a lot of people making memes about her dancers, although I personally enjoyed the show. And then last year, I agreed with the criticism as the halftime artist was Usher, which in my opinion, Usher is the epitome of an artist that you don't know the names of his songs, you don't really know any of his songs, but if it comes on the radio, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember that song. Usher to me was a pick for 40-year-old moms across the United States. But those halftime shows, and I'll say even for the Usher one, at least when I hear it, I recognize some of the songs. I've heard them on the radio before. I've heard them in the club before. They're songs that are nice and friendly and recognizable to the ear. But now with the current Super Bowl halftime performer pick, Bad Bunny, I would say that it's an objectively bad choice to make, as most Americans are not familiar with Bad Bunny's music. I feel like that should be the goal for the halftime performer, to play songs that everybody knows, as it's football fans. They're not music connoisseurs. These are just normal people who are chilling out, watching a football game. The average football viewer is some guys chilling out at their buddy's house, drinking some beers, watching some football. And I would say based on that criteria, Bad Bunny is an objectively bad choice to make for the halftime performer. Most Americans are not familiar with Bad Bunny's music. If anything, they're familiar with Bad Bunny through WWE or through his performance in Happy Gilmore 2. I think most Americans do not know Bad Bunny's music at all. Probably couldn't name a single song. Maybe they know that he was on the one Cardi B song. That's another reason why I'm disappointed in Bad Bunny being the artist choice, as I think that means Cardi B is going to be at the Super Bowl, which is just, oh great, that's amazing news. We've come such a long way from Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, and Eminem being the halftime show. Now we're gonna have Bad Bunny and Cardi B hitting it up for you. My biggest piece of direct evidence that most people are not familiar with Bad Bunny's music is Bad Bunny's entire catalog is exclusively in Spanish. Of the 340 plus million people in America, 40 million of them speak fluent Spanish on a conversational level, which may seem like a lot, but that's actually only 10% of the population. And of that 40 million that speak Spanish, how many of them are watching the American football Super Bowl? The Super Bowl, while yes, is a big national and global event, it's for American football. Notoriously, other cultures, Hispanic, European, basically everywhere but the United States, does not care about American football. But let's be generous and assume that the Spanish population and the US population with that proportionality means that 1 in every 10 people that watches the Super Bowl is gonna speak Spanish on a conversational level. That means only 1 in 10 people is going to be able to understand the halftime show. The whole point of the halftime show and it being picked in the way that it's picked, in particular with Eminem being the halftime show, with Usher being the halftime show, with Rihanna being the halftime show, the reason that these artists are picked is to appeal to the wives, to appeal to the women, get the women on board, get the common people on board, people who don't care about football, that are usually wives that have to deal with their husbands watching the game. They look forward to the halftime show. They want the artist. Now only 1 in every 10 people in the United States is going to be able to even understand what Bad Bunny's saying. And Bad Bunny, amidst all those concerns, actually responded to that during a monologue that he gave on SNL.
But really, I'm very excited to be doing the Super Bowl, and I know that people all around the world who love my music are also happy, especially
people who love Bad Bunny's music all around the world are going to be happy that he's the halftime performer. Well, you can call it selfish, you can call me a right-wing extremist. I don't care what label you put on it. I think that the Super Bowl and the halftime show that goes with it should be for Americans, not people around the world. Respectfully, I don't care if people around the world enjoy the Super Bowl halftime performance for American football, the same way that the rest of the world doesn't care about American football. At the end of the day, the audience that is consuming the Super Bowl is a primarily English-speaking American audience. So the priorities should be set around those people. If they had a soccer tournament in Mexico, or if they had a cricket match in India, I think we can all agree that Morgan Wallen would be an awful choice for those events, despite his immense popularity, because he doesn't appeal to the broader demographic.
And if you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn.
Oh, my mistake. The Super Bowl isn't wrong for picking an artist that performs in Spanish. We're responsible to learn Spanish in the next 4 months. I'll use my example once again. Can you imagine if Morgan Wallen went on one of the most popular talk shows in Mexico while performing at a Mexican event and said, well, if you guys didn't understand what I said, you're just gonna have to learn English. Sorry, sucks to suck. Also, I'll add, Bad Bunny doing the Super Bowl is a bit hypocritical, as he excluded the US completely from his most recent tour, as he was afraid that ICE agents could be waiting outside of the concert and apprehend people, and he wants to protect people by excluding the US from his tour. Meanwhile, he's going to perform at the biggest event in the entire United States. And this is nothing personal against Bad Bunny. As you can tell, I'm a WWE fan. I loved Bad Bunny in the WWE. He seemed to put in real effort. He was one of the highlights in Happy Gilmore 2. If you watch my Happy Gilmore 2 review, I say that Bad Bunny was probably my favorite character in the whole movie and my favorite cameo. But from an objective standpoint, a pure objective standpoint, Bad Bunny should not be the Super Bowl halftime performer when a majority of people who are going to be watching that halftime show will not understand what he's saying and not enjoy the music. Say what you will about Taylor Swift, love her or hate her, but she undoubtedly would have been a much better choice for the Super Bowl than Bad Bunny is. You might not like all of Taylor's songs, but you definitely know them. You've heard Shake It Off, 22, I Knew You Were Trouble. These are songs that everybody knows, and to a degree, most Americans probably enjoy. Bad Bunny, on the other hand, you just can't say the same. And like I mentioned earlier, you have people trying to brand myself and others who are not happy about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl as MAGA, like Harry Sisson does here, saying Bad Bunny responded in Spanish to all the MAGA fans who are furious that he's performing at the Super Bowl during his SNL monologue, citing his quote where he says, "Our footprints and contributions in this country, no one will ever be able to take that away or erase it." It's a dumb argument that Harry makes, and it's trying to make political out of a situation that should not be political. You are not a right-wing extremist if you do not think that the Super Bowl halftime show should be in Spanish or any other language. It's simply common sense based on the demographic and who's actually watching the damn thing. Yeah, of course, Latinos have done a ton for America, and nobody, at least not myself, is trying to deny that at all. But African Americans have done a lot for this country. Does that mean that we should have the Super Bowl halftime show in Nigerian? The French did a lot for us. They helped us fight the Revolutionary War. They gave us the Statue of Liberty. Should we have the Super Bowl halftime show be in French next year? But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to rant for a bit about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl. Sometimes you get a little bit tired talking about super serious politics. In the next video, we will go back to that though, of course, that's what this channel is. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think about Bad Bunny being the Super Bowl performer in the comments below. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I would really appreciate it. It helps more than you know. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.